Hey Scott, Jared from the Mercury, mate. Commiserations. You lost the third term 21-7. Is that sort of where you see the game won and lost?
Well, I mean, obviously that was a turning point, but their overall just physicality and they got some pit bulls in the backcourt that can really get after you, and us navigating some of that, and they got some really good athletes, and it's a hell of a team. And I'm really proud of our guys for not just imploding and letting go of it and fighting back in this game and making it respectable. And not too many times you walk out of a game and you hold your opponent to 74 points. And you think you've lost a game like that, and it's a battle. This is probably back when I played. It's the Detroit Pistons versus Chicago Bulls, kind of old school basketball, just smash mouth, bang up kind of game. And we had a good fight.
What was the message to the group after the game, Scott?
It's a series, man. They just held home court and they won one game, and now we get to go home. And we'll see what we can do defending the island back there.
The rebounding battle was big in their favour. I think it was 52-32.
Yep.
What did you make of that, I guess? What does that come down to effort, or is it just bigger bodies on their end?
Well, I think it was 18 offensive rebounds they got, which is obviously a huge amount, and we've been actually doing that to the other teams quite a bit. And credit them; they were just very aggressive, and they got some obviously very good athletes. And rebounding and defense is an effort thing. It's not anything about being athletic or anything. It's just about doing your job and boxing out and keeping guys in front of you defensively and knowing the game plans. And they were very, very good on the offensive glass, obviously.
Are there things already that you're aware you need to clean up for Game 2, Scott, you can share with us?
Well, we just got done playing, but we got to score more than 63 points. So somewhere along the line, our offense has got to get a little bit better, obviously. And then, for the most part, the 3 regular season games against them, we've defended them fairly well across the board. So, if we hit some shots and things open up, maybe the tide turns a little differently today, but it didn't happen. And credit them; they were very, very good defensively, and they've always been. And that's a trademark of Dean, and he's a fantastic coach, and they got after us.
Last one from me, Scott.
Yep.
What were some of the positives, I guess, you can take out of this that you guys did well that you can take into Saturday's matchup?
I think the biggest positive, obviously, is we were on a path of getting beat by 20 or 30 points very easily there in the third, and these guys continue to fight and battle and scratch back in the game and still make it interesting. And that's all we've asked them to do all year long is compete. And to me, that's a huge positive of our first ever playoff game. To come into the defending champs building and scrap and fight and battle them.
Go ahead, Roy.
G'day, Scott. It's Roy from The Age in Melbourne. You mentioned the rebound battle. How can your side be more competitive in that rebound battle, particularly getting Melbourne off the offensive boards next game?
Well, we were usually the ones doing that, and today it kind of reversed, and so we didn't do as good a job of getting our offensive rebounds, and we just have to be more conscious of sticking bodies and getting after them. And if one of our bigs has to go box out O'Toole and take him out of the play, then our guards got to get back and help rebound, and we have to gang rebound. We're not a very big team, and we're not overly athletic without Magne around, so we've survived the last 3 or 4 months of the season by just gang rebounding and being aggressive, and we'll just have to get back to trying to do that on Saturday.
And what sort of benefit do you want to see? What sort of support do you want to see from your home crowd in Game 2? How big a factor do you think that will be for your team to have a sellout crowd behind them?
Well, it'll be sold out, and they've supported us from day one that way, and the Tasmanian fans have been absolutely awesome, and we're excited to go home and play again in front of them, and we'll have great support, and it'll be great energy in the building, and it's playoff basketball, and it should be fun.
Jared, what was it like for your players tonight to play the first playoff game in Jack Jumper's history and sort of get your feet under the desk, so to speak, in playoff basketball?
Yeah, I mean, part of it's just learning how playoff basketball works. Obviously, it's a lot more physical. You get away with a lot more. There's a bit of grabbing and holding happening out there that probably gets called during the season that's let go. So all those little things, guys are going to learn from it. We're going to come back the next game and be better. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. We learn from this game, we move on to the next one, and we make the adjustments.
Chris Pike, go ahead.
Jarred, I mean, you can't do much about the size that you're giving up to Joe and Ariel. It's just a physical reality. But you've done a really good job of overcoming that all season and battling against that size difference. Both you and Fab and Jack have done a great job. What can you do differently in game two to try to I guess lessen the impact those guys are having?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love a growth spurt the next day or two, but barring that, I think we just got to do it by committee. As Scott said, if the bigs just have to take them off the glass and rely on the guards to come back and get it, whatever the case is, all 5 guys in the court are responsible for cleaning that up. It's not just on Fab, it's not just on Jack. Every single guy on the court is responsible for getting that rebound when the shot goes up, and that's what it's got to be.
How excited are you to get home on Saturday night and to experience what it's like to play in front of 5,000 Tasmanians in a playoff game?
Yeah, it should be unreal. Like, that stadium was rocking last week. That was one of the loudest stadiums I've ever played in. It was an unreal atmosphere, and I'm sure the Tassie fans are going to take it to a whole other level with playoffs coming in. So, yeah, I'm really keen, and I'm sure the boys are looking forward to it, and hopefully the Tassie fans bring it.
Any final questions? We're all good. Thanks very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.